Leo, let's get straight to it. This video may be the message your soul's been waiting for. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, feeling an inner nudge, or sensing that something big is coming but you can't quite explain what, it's not your imagination. It's alignment. And what's waiting for you this week between November 12th to 15th could reshape your financial story in a way that feels like a divine plot twist. Not with empty promises, but with real energetic clarity and yes, 6 powerful numbers that carry a frequency tuned to your Leo destiny. I'm not here to sugarcoat or offer another feel-good horoscope. I'm here to help you reconnect with something you've quietly known all along, that abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you align with. And if you're watching this, Leo, then your timing couldn't be more exact. The window that's opening right now isn't ordinary. It's rare. It's sharp. It's sacred. This week, the Sun, your ruling force, is forming a unique energetic bridge with Pluto, Neptune, and the Moon. That alignment isn't random. It activates something ancient in you. These planetary forces are whispering through your field, tapping into your subconscious, reminding you that wealth is not just a financial condition, it's a state of energetic congruence. And that's where these 6 numbers come in. No, they're not magic codes you buy a lottery ticket with and hope for the best. They're vibrational coordinates, each tied to a specific part of your life, your confidence, your health, your habits, your legacy. When you understand what each number represents, you stop trying to manifest from desperation and start co-creating from wholeness. Let me say this clearly, you're not watching this video by chance. Leo energy doesn't move aimlessly. You were drawn here because something in you is already shifting. Maybe it's subtle. Maybe it's loud. Either way, this is your moment to lean in, not just to be inspired, but to remember what power feels like when it's rooted in trust, not force. So before we move forward, I invite you to pause. Take a breath. Place your hand on your heart, and ask yourself, what brought me here today? What part of me is ready for more, not in theory, but in practice? And if anything I've said so far resonates, do this: drop a comment below to affirm your energy is ready. You don't have to write a novel. Just say, I'm ready for my $1 million shift. This isn't about algorithms, it's about spiritual agreement. When you declare your openness, the universe listens. And so do the others here who are walking this path with you. Let me also take a moment to thank you deeply. For every like, every comment, every subscription, you are keeping this space alive. Eternal Mindfulness isn't just a channel. It's a growing field of energy where spiritual clarity meets real-life action. Your presence here helps ripple that energy further than you know. And Leo, trust me, you'll want to stay with me until the end of this video. Because what the cosmos is lining up for you this week? It's bigger than predictions. It's about remembering the kind of wealth that was never lost, only waiting for your yes. So let's begin. Leo, I want to talk to you today not just about a number, but about a feeling you've probably had before. That quiet sense that something in your life is asking to begin again, not with fireworks or chaos, but with a whisper that feels like clarity. That's the energy of 17. And if it's appearing for you now, it's not just numerology. It's an invitation. The truth is, 17 doesn't enter your space when everything is moving fast. It shows up when you're ready to slow down just enough to hear what's been calling you all along. And for you, Leo, that call is sacred. Because you were born under a sign of light. But even light needs direction. In astrology, this number aligns beautifully with the Sun meeting Neptune. That's the energy of vision, not just what you see, but what you sense when the noise dies down. It's like a fog lifting, and suddenly something you once gave up on comes back into focus. Maybe it was a dream, a side project, or a version of yourself you tucked away because life asked you to be more practical. But 17? It wants you to revisit it with new eyes. And maybe that's the lesson here: your dreams don't die. They wait. They evolve as you evolve. The ideas that used to excite you when you were younger might return now, but not because you're meant to go backward. They return because you're finally the person who can carry them forward with strength and wisdom. The tarot card linked to this number is the Star. And that's not about success in the worldly sense, it's about hope. Pure, unfiltered hope that rises after chaos. You may not realize it, but you've already walked through the difficult part. This isn't a beginning from zero. It's a rebirth from everything you've lived through. There's healing here, too. From a mind-body perspective, 17 is tied to the pineal gland, your third eye. That's not woo-woo. That's your internal compass, the part of your brain that helps you sense patterns, make intuitive decisions, and feel truth in your gut even when logic says otherwise. And in a world full of distractions, taking time to strengthen that part of yourself is radical. It's powerful. And yes, it's necessary if you want to truly lead your own life. So what do you do with this energy? You don't force it. You create space for it. That might mean waking up 20 minutes earlier and writing down what your inner voice wants you to remember. Or maybe it's just turning off the phone and staring out the window for 5 quiet minutes before you begin your day. Stillness doesn't waste time. It reveals what matters. One person I knew once told me their entire business began with a single journal entry, something they wrote down years ago, then rediscovered when life brought it back around. That's the energy we're in now. Not striving. Remembering. Not chasing. Aligning. If something in you sparked while reading this, I want to encourage you to honor it. Comment below and just say, "I'm ready to remember." That comment isn't for mites for you. It's a small step that tells your mind, your body, your energy, "I'm not waiting anymore." This is the kind of energy that moves mountains quietly, Leo. Not because you push harder, but because you finally walk in the direction your heart has known all along. And that, more than anything, is where your abundance lives. Shall we keep going? Leo, if the number 17 opened a door to vision, then number 06 invites you to step through it with a softer heart. It's different. Less about clarity, more about compassion. This number shows up not to push you forward, but to help you drop the weight you didn't realize you were still carrying. And let's be honest, sometimes the heaviest burdens aren't the ones people see. They're the silent regrets, the quiet resentments, the little, should have said moments that sit in the chest like a stone. I've seen it again and again when someone feels stuck financially, blocked creatively, or disconnected in relationships. It's rarely about strategy. It's about what's still unspoken. That's the magic and the challenge of 06. It doesn't demand a big leap. It asks for surrender. Not in weakness, but in release. Because you can't move into abundance if you're holding on to anger like armor. You can't call in love while still defending old wounds. Astrologically, The moon is doing subtle but powerful work here, moving through emotional waters that stir up past memories, unresolved conversations, and even unhealed beliefs around money and worth. It's like the universe handing you a mirror and asking, gently, are you ready to let this go? And if your first instinct is, I don't even know how, that's okay. Let me tell you what I've seen work, not as a theory, but as a lived truth. Write the letter. Not to get a response. Not to confront someone. But to clear the space. When you write to someone who hurt you, or to a younger version of yourself you've been too hard on, something opens. Even if you burn it afterward, even if no one ever sees it, that emotional act rewires something inside. I've watched people do this simple thing and suddenly notice new job offers, unexpected deposits, or even just a strange calm settle over their body. That's not coincidence. That's energy returning to flow. You see, number 06 in numerology is all about unconditional love, but not in a romanticized, fairy tale way. It's love that restores balance. It's the kind that says, I release you, so I can return to myself. It's also about give and take, and whether those are in harmony. Are you giving too much without receiving? Or are you holding back out of fear that there won't be enough? This number doesn't judge, it just reflects. From a health perspective, this energy touches your heart and your mid-back. That's no accident. When we carry emotional weight, it tends to lodge right between our shoulder blades where we carry the world. You might feel tightness, shallow breath, or fatigue you can't explain. But you don't need an expensive treatment plan. Sometimes, just breathing deeply while holding your own heart is the medicine. Just 5 slow inhales with your hand resting gently on your chest can reset your nervous system. It's that simple. And that profound. Now let's talk money, because yes, 06 can be a wealth number when you understand it. Abundance often flows right after forgiveness. I've seen clients struggle for years with tight income or broken business deals, only to have a breakthrough days after writing a letter to someone they hadn't even thought about in ages. Money and emotion are more connected than we like to admit. But when the emotional circuit is clear, financial circuits open too. So here's what I'm inviting you to do. Find a quiet space. Light a candle if it feels right. Write a letter to someone you're ready to release, even if it's you. You don't have to send it. You don't have to read it aloud. Just let it leave your body through your words. Then burn it, shred it, bury it, whatever feels like closure. And if this number resonates with you, comment below with a simple phrase, I'm ready to release and receive. That's all it takes to begin shifting your field. You're not doing this alone. You're walking a path thousands of others are walking too. And that quiet bravery? That's where real healing begins. If number 06 softened the heart, then 33 comes in to awaken the voice. And I don't just mean the one you use to speak out loud. I'm talking about the voice within the truth you've been carrying around, maybe for years, that's been waiting for you to give it space, shape, and sound. When this number appears, it's a sign that your wisdom, your experiences, even your scars, are not just personal theory meant to serve. You see, 33 is what we call a master communicator number. In numerology, it holds the vibration of the teacher, the healer, the one who guides others through what they've lived through. And that means if this number is showing up in your field, it's because something in you is ready to be expressed, not later, not someday, but now. From an astrological point of view, this number resonates with Mercury, the planet of communication, and your throat chakra, the energetic center of truth and expression. That connection isn't random. When this energy is activated, you may feel a physical tightness in your neck, shoulders, or jaw. Not because something's wrong with you, but because something is asking to be released. You've probably noticed this. When we hold back words we want to say, especially when they carry emotion or purpose, the tension builds in our upper body. It's energy that wants to move. This is why the tarot card aligned with 33 is the Hierophant, a symbol of sacred knowledge passed on from one to many. That's your cue. You're not being asked to be perfect, polished, or performative. You're being invited to show up as you are, and share what's real. Maybe you've learned how to navigate through grief. Maybe you've built a small business with your bare hands. Maybe you've just survived something that most people wouldn't talk about out loud. That experience carries a frequency. And that frequency? It's valuable. It's magnetic. It's needed. The truth is, money follows clarity. When you stop hiding what you're good at, or downplaying what you've lived through, your opportunities shift. People respond not to perfection, but to resonance. And when your voice aligns with your lived truth, it draws in exactly who and what you're meant to serve and be served by. This is why I often say, the most powerful form of manifestation isn't asking for more. It's becoming more visible to yourself. Because when you stop hiding, you become available to receive. From a self-help lens, this number nudges you to stop waiting for permission. Start the blog. Launch the podcast. Write the first chapter. Record the voice note. Whatever it is, don't wait until you feel ready. You don't need a perfect strategy. You need momentum. And even the smallest act of expression done from a place of authenticity can move mountains. Physically, you might support this energy by stretching your shoulders, massaging your neck, or doing gentle breath work that opens your upper lungs. Release the tension so your words can rise. Emotionally, this might mean speaking up in conversations where you used to shrink. Energetically, it's about trusting that your voice won't lead you away from purpose, it'll lead you right into it. So I'll leave you with a question. What's one message your heart has been trying to say, but your mouth has been too afraid to voice? If that question stirred something in you, don't keep it inside. Comment below and say, I'm ready to share my truth. That one sentence might be your first act of alignment with the version of you who no longer waits. You never know who's waiting to hear what only you can say. And trust me, your voice is not just your power. It's your pathway to prosperity. If 33 helped you find your voice, then 05 is here to ask one powerful question. Now that you've remembered who you are, will you move differently? Because this number doesn't come quietly. It arrives like a gust of wind through an open window, shaking the curtains, reminding you that change doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to begin. In astrology, 05 carries the electric charge of Mars and Uranus, two planetary forces that don't wait around for overthinking. Mars acts, Uranus disrupts, and together they light a fire under anything that's been stagnant for too long. And if you're honest with yourself, maybe something has been stuck. A habit. A routine. A version of you that was once safe but now feels tight, like a jacket you've outgrown. That's okay. It means you're evolving. But 05 doesn't want you to just think about it. It wants you to pivot. Now let me be clear, this isn't about reckless change. It's not about throwing everything away. It's about recognizing where you've been holding back, and daring to shift direction, even slightly, toward what feels more aligned. Sometimes that's as simple as asking for a raise. Or finally pitching that idea. Or adjusting your prices because you know what you offer is worth more. These small acts, they carry big signals. They tell your energy field, I'm no longer playing small. In the tarot, this number vibrates with the Fool. And despite the name, that card is wise. It doesn't wait to feel ready. It trusts the path will appear as soon as the step is taken. That's the kind of faith 05 is asking you to live out loud, not because you're reckless, but because you're willing to believe that movement is the medicine. That stagnation won't lead you to abundance, but motion might. Let's talk about your body, too, because this kind of energetic shift shows up physically. The digestive system and liver, both connected to the number 05, are where we store indecision, frustration, and unprocessed emotion. If you've been feeling heavy, bloated, or simply off, it's not just about food. It might be that your energy is constipated, too many decisions postponed, too many impulses suppressed. Your gut is wiser than you think. It responds not just to what you eat, but to how you live. This is why I often recommend a gentle detox, not to chase an aesthetic goal, but to reset your system. Warm lemon water in the morning. Cooked vegetables. Less caffeine. More grounding. As your physical body lightens, your emotional field becomes more responsive. You'll notice yourself feeling less foggy, more courageous. Even a little bit bold. That's not a coincidence. That's coherence. I know change is scary. Especially the kind you can't fully map out yet. But the law of attraction doesn't reward perfection, it rewards alignment. So ask yourself, what one small risk can I take today that moves me toward the version of me I secretly dream of becoming? Don't wait for the right time. That's the old story. The new story starts the moment you do something different. If that question stirs something in you, I want to challenge you gently but clearly. Do something today that you've been putting off. Send the email. Ask for the meeting. Raise your rates. Start the thing. And if you're serious about shifting your energy, comment below and write, I'm ready to pivot. Not from a but for you. Because words create resonance, and resonance pulls opportunities into your orbit. 05 is not about control. It's about movement. It's a tap on your shoulder from the universe saying, you've outgrown your current path. Let's turn. And even if the turn feels small, the ripple it creates, it might just change everything. If 05 asked you to pivot, then 26 and 10 arrive like twin messengers, one offering structure, the other offering release. Together, they speak of legacy and liberation. The truth is, transformation doesn't always come from a wild leap. Sometimes, it's found in a steady decision to build something that can actually last. And in the quiet courage to let go of what no longer supports you. These two numbers don't compete with each other, they complete each other. One lays the foundation, the other clears the path. Let's start with 26. In numerology, it's a number of quiet strength, the kind that doesn't shout, but shows up every day. It carries the vibration of Saturn, the great architect of time, structure, and long-term reward. Saturn doesn't reward speed, it rewards consistency. This number asks you to look at your current foundations, especially around money, work, and identity, and ask, is this built to last? If it's not, you don't have to tear it down overnight. But you do need to start reworking the blueprints. This is the number of long-term planning, recurring income, and slow but steady wealth. The kind that doesn't impress in the moment but compounds over time. Think investment accounts, scalable ideas, passive income. Think habits that nourish your nervous system instead of draining it. Think boundaries not just in relationships, but in how you spend, how you save, how you commit. You can't expand your abundance if your energetic and financial systems are leaking at the seams. Even in the body, 26 connects to your skeletal system, your structure, your backbone, your frame. That's not a metaphor. Your physical strength reflects how supported you feel, and vice versa. If you've been feeling like you're carrying too much, or like your energy collapses by midday, it may be time to literally strengthen your core, not to look good, but to feel held. To remind your body that you are building something worth standing tall for. Now enter number 10, the counterpart that says, yes, build, but only after you've cleared what's in the way. Where 26 is Saturn, 10 carries the pulse of Pluto, endings, completions, cycles that must be released before new ones can begin. This number doesn't ask for drama. It asks for truth. What are you holding on to financially, emotionally, energetically that's already expired? Is there a project you keep clinging to out of guilt? A relationship you no longer believe in? A revenue stream that drains you more than it rewards you? In tarot, 10 resonates with the death card not as a literal death, but as a rite of passage. Letting go doesn't mean loss. It means making space for what's more aligned. It's the moment you unclench your fist and realize that peace is better than control. That freedom is better than familiarity. That beginnings don't start at chapter 1. They start at the last page of the previous story. Even physically, 10 touches your reproductive system, your creative center, your source of renewal. If you've been feeling blocked, anxious, or stuck in patterns of scarcity, this number invites you to gently release what was passed down to you that no longer serves. Scarcity doesn't begin in the bank account. It begins in the nervous system. And what you inherited from generations before you. You are allowed to heal. Here's a practice I often recommend. Write a letter to the old version of yourself, the one who played small to survive. Thank them. Then say goodbye. Burn the letter under a candle and say aloud, I release to receive. Not because it's magic, but because it's movement. And movement is what shifts reality. If this resonates, comment below with the words, I am ready to build what lasts and release what's over. That declaration holds more power than you think. Because clarity is currency. And courage, especially the quiet kindis where every new empire begins. Leo, you've come a long way just by arriving here. That may sound simple, but don't overlook it. You paused your scroll, followed your curiosity, and chose to listen to something deeper within you, that whisper that says, there's more for me, and I'm ready to find it. That's not random. That's alignment. Everything you need to create a shift in your life financially, emotionally, spiritually already exists within you. You're not lacking the tools, the ideas, or the blessings. What you might be missing is simply the energetic match, the frequency that invites those things to land and stay. And that's exactly what this window between November 12th to 15th has been preparing you for. A moment where the universe and your energy field finally begin speaking the same language. Each number you explored today wasn't just symbolic. It was a mirror. A reflection of something in you that's either awakening, releasing, or preparing to lead. And that's why I want you to take a moment now, not just to think, but to act. Choose the number that spoke to you the most. Maybe it was the number that brought tears. Maybe it was the one that made your stomach flip a little. That's your code. Write it in the comments below, and with it, leave this affirmation: I am ready to receive my $1 million mission from number _____. That sentence isn't just for engagement, it's for embodiment. It's you giving your future self permission to show up. And more than anything, I want you to remember this: what you're stepping into now isn't just another opportunity. It's a remembering of who you are. Of the calling that's always lived within you. Of the wealth, not just financial, but soulful, that's been circling you, waiting for your heart to become a clear invitation. So I encourage you, create a simple ritual to anchor this. Light a candle before bed. Open your journal. Whisper your number and your affirmation aloud. Let it settle into your body. Let your energy begin to shape your reality before anything else tries to define it for you. You don't need to push. You don't need to prove. You only need to allow. And if something stirred in your heart today, maybe a spark of hope, a flash of clarity, or a quiet sense of, I'm finally ready, honor that. That's not content. That's connection. That's soul. If you found value in this message, please like this video, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, and share this with someone you love. Someone who, like you, is ready to stop surviving and start receiving. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are the blessing. You are the magnet. You are the match to a miracle that's already begun.